Hello friends, good morning to all of you, and we shall continue with the topic about judgment. How can the poor people also get fair judgment from the court? That's what we have been discussing about. And we saw going to the court to get justice is a very expensive business. We can't just go and finish up within a few minutes or hours and come back. It will take such a long process, and we have to spend a lot of money to pay the lawyers, and you will be spending a lot of time there. Several times you have to go to the court, so a lot of problems are there. And in order to help the ordinary people, the poor people, the Supreme Court also introduced a new system called Public Interest Litigation, PIL, we said. PIL. That means something is taking place in the public, and for the interest of the public, you can file a case. Not necessary to go directly to the court, but you can even send a message to the court, High Court or Supreme Court, and the court will take action about that. That is what we were seeing in the last class. Today let us take page number 62, the continuation of that point. So for the common people, access to the court is access to justice. So very often the powerful people will overpower them or overpower the weak and make themselves more powerful, and the poor people, they have no means to go to the court, and if they are able to get access to the court, then we can say they will certainly get justice. But to get access to the court, that is the problem, because a lot of procedures are there. Let's see what are the problems that they face, especially the poor people. So what prevent them from getting access to the court? That is what we are going to see today. So the courts exercise a crucial role in interpreting the fundamental rights of the citizens. So we said we have 6 fundamental rights, and it is the prime duty of the court to interpret, to explain what is the meaning of this fundamental rights. So we can just explain in our own way, but it is the court who will give the correct explanation of what is the exact meaning of this fundamental rights. Then in the courts, we said in the constitution, the article 21 says we have the fundamental right to life. That means every person has got the right to live. So that is a fundamental right. So we saw in the previous class, fundamental right to live also means right to food. So we say we have only right to live. So you stay anywhere you want, you live anywhere you want, but whether you eat or not, we are not bothering. We cannot say. Government cannot escape from their responsibility. It is the duty of the government to protect the lives of the people by giving them food, medicine, all those things that are part of right to life. So the court gave that explanation, and they therefore ordered the state government to take certain steps to provide food for including the students by giving them midday meal schemes. So that what happened because the court had to give explanation. What is the meaning of life, or what is the meaning of right to life? And court explained that right to food also is included in that. That means it is the duty of the government to provide food for the people, and the students who are sitting in the school without food, they also should be given food. Midday meal should be given to them. Then, however, there are also court judgments that people believe work against the best interests of the common people. So there are some judgments are there which is working against the interests of the common people. So sometimes the court gives the judgment and it happens to be going against the poor people, the common people. Let's see an example. For example, activists who work so on issues concerning the right to shelter and housing for the poor believe that the recent judgments on evictions are a far cry from earlier judgments. So there was a judgment by the court saying that people who are living on the roadside or people who are doing business on the roadside, some people sell their vegetables on the roadside, some people sell their cloth items on the roadside, so all that should be evicted. God gave the order to the government, remove them from the road, because road is meant for people to move and for vehicles to move, and these people come and sit on the roadside, occupy the road, and the road become very narrow and the transportation becomes difficult. There is a traffic jam, all that. So God gave the order that all those who are doing business on the road should be evicted. Evicted means it should be removed. So people feel that this has gone against the poor. The judgment of the court or the order of the court has gone against the poor, because they are coming and sitting on the roadside because they have no other place to go. If they have a nice shop, then certainly they will go and sit in the shop. Now they have no place to hire a room, rent a room, or they have no shop of their own. Therefore they have nowhere else to go and they come to the roadside. Now the court says they should be removed, and so people felt that it is gone against the interest of these poor simple people. While recent judgments tend to view the slum dwellers as an engrosser in the city, earlier judgments like 1985 Olga Tellis versus Bombay Municipal Corporation had tried to protect the livelihoods of the slum dwellers. So most of the people who come to this roadside for selling things, who are they? As I said, they are not rich people. They are just struggling to live their day-to-day life. They are struggling to meet both ends meet. So they are very poor people, and they are dwelling in the slums. You know, slum means such a area where houses are very much congested, not enough place to move on. They have not even much privacy there. They are all just making small tents and settle there. That whole area may be marshy area, water slog area, and they are still surviving there, struggling to survive there. So such a poor people only come and do business on the roadside, and the court gave eviction order, and that was a real blow to the poor people. But in let's say in 1985 there was an order by the High Court, Bombay High Court, protecting the poor people. Let us see the example how the government gave that order in 1985. So it is given in that column with the orange color. Let us read that. So the judgment of the Olga Tellis versus Mumbai Municipal Corporation established the right to livelihood as part of the right to life. So that case, when somebody filed a case, and that case is known as Olga Tellis versus Bombay Municipal Corporation. So on the one side it is a person called Olga Tellis, on the other side it is the municipal local government of Mumbai. So they are fighting a case, and it established the right to livelihood as part of right to life. So right to life, we said right to life includes right to food, and here the court is explaining one more thing. Right to life also means right to livelihood. Livelihood means earning one's own living. So they are not going for stealing, they are doing business on the roadside. So they are not cheating anybody, they are earning their money to meet their daily expenses. So that is also include right to life. So right to life means Early court explained right to food. Now the court is explaining right to life means right to livelihood also. So that's why we said the court is the right person to explain what is the meaning of the fundamental rights, and therefore the court is able to give the right explanation what is implemented or what is meant by the different rights that are mentioned in the Constitution of India. Now, the sweep of the right to life conferred by Article 21. So remember, the Article 21 of Indian Constitution speaks about right to life, and it is wide and far-reaching. So it can have very wide meaning. You cannot just say nobody will kill you, you just live there. That is not the only meaning of right to life. So right to life also means we should have food to survive. I should also have work to earn my living. All that is included. Then life means something more than mere animal existence. So animals in the jungle are like that, isn't it? They are just surviving there. We are not caring for them. We are not seeing whether they have food or not, whether they have a job or not. We are not seeing any of these things. They are just existing. So, but human beings are not like that. When we say right to life, we mean much more than animals. We want to exist in a very honorable way. We want to live in a very honorable way, dignified way, not just like animals. And it does not mean merely that life cannot be extinguished or taken away, as for example, by the imposition and execution of the death sentence, except according to the procedure established by law. So, some people who have no knowledge about the real constitution, they will say right to life means nobody will take away your life except in the proper procedure. Somebody who has done criminals, murdered others, and so the court will say you are put to death, you are going to be put to death, you will be given capital punishment. So that is allowed because it is a punishment, but otherwise nobody will take away your life. That is the explanation some people will give. But as we said, it is a court who can give the right explanation. Therefore, the court will say what is the exact meaning of this constitutional rights. And therefore we said right to life means right to food, right to livelihood, all those things are included. Then that is but one aspect of right to life. So just living or being alive, that is one aspect of life, but there are also many other aspects are there. And an equally important facet of that right is right to livelihood, because no person can live without the means of living. That means the means of livelihood. So just telling a person you be alive, that is not enough. The government has to make sure that the people have got enough money to survive. They have to buy their food, they have to look after their family, they have to buy the clothes. So therefore they need some job. Job is required, work is required in order to earn money. Nobody is asking free money, they are asking for work. We are ready to work and take the money. So that is the duty of the government, to protect the lives of the people by providing them food, providing them job, and so on. And we come back to that verdict of the Mumbai court, which is spoke about the eviction. So the eviction of a person from a pavement or slum will inevitably lead to the deprivation of his means of livelihood is a proposition which does not have to be established in each individual case. So early the court gave order that people who are living in the slum, they are coming and selling things on the roadside or pavement. Pavement means the footpath. So they are selling things on the footpath and people have no place to walk, and so they will go in the road and walk, and then the vehicles will be stopped and they cannot go smoothly, traffic jam is there, all that. So that is true, there is difficulties are there, but when we tell these people no more coming to the road for selling things, we are blocking their means of livelihood. And where will these people go? They are very poor, they have no money to pay rent to big shopping complex, they have no building of their own, and therefore when the government says these people should be removed from there, they are blocking the livelihood of the people. They are earning their daily wages, and that is blocked by the government. And in the present case, that facts constituting empirical evidence justify the conclusion that the petitioners live in slums and on pavements because they have small jobs to nurse in the city, and for them there is nowhere else to live. So these people are some are living on the roadside. It is because they have no other place to go. They have no land of their own, no house of their own, no much money in their hands. They are just managing their daily activities, day-to-day activities with a little income that they get. Therefore, when the government say that they should be chased out from the road, the government should provide them some other place to live. So that is the duty of the government, because they are ruling the country. They have the duty to look after every citizen of the country. Therefore, they cannot just escape saying it is not my duty, you go and live wherever you want. If you try to say that way and escape, then they are escaping from their responsibilities. And they choose a pavement or a slum in the vicinity of their place of work, and to lose the pavement or the slum is to lose the job. So if the government tells you cannot do any more business or selling on this road, that means they have lost their job. They have no other source of income now. So they have lost their job, and government is blocking their means of livelihood. And the conclusion, therefore, is that the eviction of the petitioners will lead to deprivation of their livelihood and consequently to the deprivation of life. So if the government continues to keep up that law saying that you are not allowed to use this pavement or the road, then they have no other place to go for selling things, and they will be certainly losing their job, losing their income, and if they have no more money to buy food, slowly they will die. They will be starving and dying. So when government says the constitution is guaranteeing right to life, so just telling government you live anyhow you like, don't come and disturb the places. The government cannot say that. The government wants them to move from there, then they should provide some other place. Government should provide some other place for them to do business. Otherwise, government is trying to take away their right to life as well. Because naturally, if they have no money to buy food, they will be starving, and after a few days they will be dying. So, where is the right to life? It is the government's duty to protect their right to life, and the government is not taking care of them. So it will be negligent from the part of the government. So it is there that the court is supposed to give the correct verdict. So when the court simply blindly say remove all the people who are in the pavement or on the roadside, they are ignoring the plight of the poor. the sufferings of the poor, and they are just looking only for the benefit of the common people or the majority of the people, and this small group of poor people are ignored. So such kind of things should not take place. So that is the dangerous thing that can take place in our life if the government is ignoring the plights of the poor. So when we say right to life, it also means they should have proper job to earn their livelihood. So government should not block them from working, otherwise government should provide them proper place and so on. So that is the situation that in our country there is. So it is the duty of the court to uphold the rights of the poor and protect the lives of the poor, the livelihood of the poor and so on. So we shall wind up for today. In the next class we shall continue towards the another explanation why the poor people are suffering, why they are not able to get justice from the court and so on. We shall see it in the next class. So thank you for listening. Have a nice day. Bye.